Hey, what's up, guys? So, if you're watching this, that means you probably purchased the bow through Texas Handmade, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for sending your money to us and trusting us with our product. Anyways, let's go through. So that means you probably bought it. This is going to be your instructional video to assemble your bow rack. If you chose to do the assemble package to save on some shipping, because it's pretty expensive to ship them fully assembled. It's like 180 bucks. So some people will choose to have it shipped out and they just don't mind paying the price. But if you want to assemble it, if you chose to assemble it yourself, because it's, a lot cheaper on pricing, this is what you're going to do to put it together. So you'll receive a package of hardware. It's going to be some screws, some hardware for the faceplate. You're going to get your dowel pins, 2 pins if you have a single holder, 4 pins if you have a double holder. This particular unit that I'm putting together now is a single bow holder, so it is going to have 2 pins. Your faceplate that we designed for whatever design that we came up with together, this would be your faceplate. It is not going to be numbered. Everything else will be numbered because this is a pretty unique piece and it's pretty easy to tell from the rest. You're going to have 2 side pieces. They're going to be numbered 1 and 2. You're going to have 3, what I call the shelf pieces, or 3, 4, and 5. And all these will be written on with black Sharpie on the back so you can tell what's what. And that will be the back of the rack, so you won't see the numbering. It'll be against the wall. And then you'll have the actual, which is number 6, the plate that actually you hang the rack on the wall with, that has pre-drilled holes. Everything's been pre-drilled. I've already put this together prior to staining it, so you'll see it should be easy to line everything up, holes as far as that goes, because like I said, I assemble these all, break them apart, stain them, and then ship them to you guys. So hopefully this works out. So let's see. So let's get started. So we're going to start with our 2 side pieces, 1 and 2. You're going to have a flat side and a beveled side. The beveled side goes down. That's the bottom of your rack. The flat side's going to go up. It'll make more sense as you're putting them together. So we're going to start with 1, and then your shelves are numbered 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to use number 3 is going to be the bottom piece, which is also the smallest, and they stack from smallest to biggest. So it's going to be small, medium, big. So that should help you remember too. Just as you're assembling, make sure you're putting the numbers all facing up or down, just all facing the same direction. And let's open up our screws. The only thing you should need would be a square tip head for a cordless. And then you'll need later when we put the faceplate on, you're going to need a Phillips head, probably a number 2 Phillips head. So the first screws, the bigger bag of screws with more in it, is going to be the screws that you actually assembled the rack portion of it. We'll get to the faceplate later. So let's open these screws up and get one ready to go. And then just line up. Like I said, there's pre-drilled. These are pocket. I've already drilled the pockets for the screws. And then you can see where the screw went into the other piece of wood. So simply just what I do is just get the screw kind of in there, and you can kind of line it up. You can just kind of like stick the screw tip into the hole and then just snug it. You don't have to torque down on these because they've already been put in, so no need in getting crazy with it. We'll do the bottom one. Boom. The bottom one's going to have 3 screws because it's easy to access. And then all we do is flip up the next side, make sure our number is facing the same as the other ones. Get us another screw ready. Again, just line up the hole, easy. No, don't need a lot of arm, don't need a lot of power on this. It's again, if you get too crazy, you'll end up stripping them out because they've already been put together. So Okay, next step's going to be the middle plate, which will have these holes in it because this is when you put your arrows down inside of it, they actually rest inside here, and this is what makes them space out and not space evenly. And then this is number 4. This one's a little bit trickier just because the pocket holes are inside of here. But again, I get it started, I get a screw in there, and then I can see where the screw was. And I just snug that side in, and then I do the other side before I do. You will have to press it down a little bit because that's what spaces the boards out. And then flip it over. Put your 2 screws in the other side. And we'll go back to our spinner around here. This is the top shelf. Then we're doing the top shelf, and it'll be number 5. Just make sure again, I always start with all the numbers facing up, number 5 facing up, and this will have the holes that you actually slide your arrows down into. So it's the same process as the other 2. We get a screw. We're going to, again, they go in really easy, guys. Like there's no need to get, I know I say that, but I build all these, and I'm sure that maybe it doesn't always work out as easy. So we got 2 in there, flip it over to the other side. Okay, and then flip it back to the back, which is where all our numbers are. And then we're going to put on our hanging plate, which is going to be number 6. And the number 6 faces up. So we'll slide it in here. It should be a pretty snug fit. May require a little bit of a tap to get it in there, but then once you just want to flush this up with the back side here. So this is just flush all over, and then we just simply run our pocket screws in there. Same thing. Got 2 on each side. Again, these have all been screwed in, so it should be fairly easy. And then, so that's the actual rack itself. Pretty easy. And then we're going to do the faceplate. So, you're going to have 2 hinges. 1, 2. Then you're going to have 2 more little bags of screws. You got a shorter one and a longer one. The longer one is for this section of it. And this section screws on the edge of the faceplate. So the easiest way to do this is actually lay your faceplate on the top of here, just like so, and kind of line it up. And you'll see again, you're going to see the screw holes that are in the bottom that I've already pre-mounted this thing. So let's start with the long screws. And we'll need to change we'll need to put in a number 3. So we'll just change out our square tip to a number 3. I'm sorry, a Phillips head number 2. And then you just want to hold this. You can do it that way, or you can just stand this up and line the holes up. You're going to have one there. You're going to have one there. Again, easy when you run these in. Got 2 of these long screws per hinge. You can actually see an indentation in the wood where the hinges have been installed, and then all you're going to do is lay this faceplate on here. You're going to open the bag of your shoulder screws, and same thing as before, just line up the holes. Boom. 3 screws in each hinge. And that's it. Our faceplate is attached. So now you can actually open this up and store things in here if you would like, and then you can shut it back. So just like that, that part of it's done. The only thing that is left to do is drive your 2 dowel pins into the pre-drilled holes. I'm not going to do that because I have to ship this one out and they're not the easiest thing to pull out. But all you need, I use a rubber mallet, simple. You just tap them in until they stop because the holes are drilled all the same depth and the pin will stick out roughly the same as the other one. So that's it. Basically, you just drive these in. Once you drive these in, you have these 2 screw holes here where you can mount them to the wall. Like I use screw-in anchors, but if you can find a stud, you hit a stud. However you want to mount them, but there's already pre-drilled holes for you to mount them. And it's as easy as that. So again, I appreciate it, guys. If you have any questions, you can message me on the IG, which is probably where you found me, or if you got my number from texting through the design process or whatever, just reach out to me. If you have any questions, we'll get it sorted out. And thank you again for purchasing